John Wick. The price on your head is now $18 million. And it will continue to rise until you are dead.
And away we go.
Mr. Wick broke the rules. And yet he lives.
I've been looking forward to meeting you for a long time. And so far, you haven't disappointed.
John Wick, Chapter 3.
John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum was once again directed by Stahelski, who also directed Chapter 2 and the first one along with David Leitch. And this is the continuation of the John Wick franchise starring Keanu Reeves, Laurence Fishburne, Ian McShane, this time Halle, and this is freaking awesome. Like, this is one of those trilogies like the Planet of the Apes, like the new ones, the Lord of the Rings, where the third one is just as good, if not better, as the previous two, and it's a fantastic trilogy to binge watch. And Keanu Reeves, man, I mean, yeah, he gives his all the stunts, everything. I mean, if you've watched the first two, you know what to expect, and it's damn brutal, well choreographed, wide shots, no quick cut action, just gut punching, gunfight, gunfu as they call it, and even some sword fighting and on horseback and on motorcycles, and everything is just great. But what about the plot? John Wick Chapter 2 left with John on the run, and this movie starts with him becoming an excommunicado, that is, he's basically disavowed. And the first 15 minutes, I'd say, of this movie is really tense. You're like, yeah, this much time before you're an excommunicado, and the countdown is going, and when it starts, you're like 2 action scenes, and yeah, John Wick is freaking badass. He knows how to defend himself. And Halle Berry, she's great, and I would have loved to see her more in this movie because she's in it for like the first half and then she's gone. Like, without spoiling much, remember, like in Chapter 2, John didn't want to get back in the game. I get spoilers for Chapter 2. I mean, when I said John is on the hunt, I mean, that was already a spoiler for Chapter 2. So, there is this blood debt, and Halle Berry's character, Seethiah, has this, like, she owes John, and John comes back to her. And again, Halle Berry in the action scene is really good. Again, great fighting, and she's got 2 dogs who are just freaking awesome. But I would have liked to see her much more in this movie. She's here at the beginning, and basically stuff happens and then she's gone. I won't spoil what happens, else you already know. But I would have liked to see her more. Ian McShane is great. Laurence Fishburne is in this movie much more than he was in Chapter 2. And that's a plus. And by the end of this movie, after a ton of guts and blood and gunfight and freaking awesome action scenes, you're like, if this movie ended like as a conclusion without trying to set up anything else, it would have been great. Like a perfect trilogy, John Wick Chapter 2, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, great. But this movie ends kind of a cliffhanger. I won't say much. That is essentially telling you, like, yeah, there's gonna be number 4. But at least, I mean, this movie is great. It's great. And I definitely like it more than Chapter 2. But the first one is still the best. But they could have made a sort of conclusion at least to this movie. So like, for people like me, will be like, I have a perfect trilogy. Now if you fuck up the rest of the sequels, whatever. At least I have a trilogy to fall back upon whenever I want to. But they ended, like I said, kind of like on a cliffhanger where you're like, I want to see more. Because obviously number 4 is going to be coming up. And also there's the new TV show about the Continental, the hotel. And again, like in Chapter 2, the world surrounding this mafia world about the Continental and everything is explored much deeper. And yeah, overall, I definitely like Chapter 3 more than Chapter 2, but the first one is still the best. And I would have liked more of an ending at the end of this movie than what they gave me. But still, John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, yeah, great action, everything you'd expect. And the story is much more focused and much more, I won't say interesting, not that Chapter 2 wasn't interesting, but at the beginning of Chapter 2 they had to like force him back into the game of the events of the first movie. In this one he's like, yeah, on the run, let's focus, There aren't like 1,000 points to go. This is a focused. So I'm gonna give John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum an A-. I just would have like a little more finality at the end of the movie, but whatever. We need franchises, right? As always, guys, thanks for watching. Give a big thumbs up, comment below, follow me on social media, subscribe my channel. That way, I can see you next time.